What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Savoy. And we're returning to See the Beauty in Your Drab Hometown 2018. And the next track is Falls Park, which, if that refers to an actual park, if it's a real proper name, I'm not familiar with it. There's a weird Luca. Are you coming up? I think she might be. But yeah, it feels like it should be Fall Park. I feel like making it Falls, which isn't necessarily plural, that could just be the name with an S, but yeah, it has a weird rhythm to the phrase, but ultimately, given that a lot of their songs do reference actual places and historical points of their life, meaning Lauren and Paul, I wouldn't be entirely surprised if this is somewhat autobiographical or indeed does reference an actual park. In any case, let's see or hear what I can pick up on a first listen. This is Falls Park by Savoy, and it's on their 2018 album See the Beauty in Your Drab Hometown.
I saw you there. I called, but you didn't hear. Deep in thought, your mind elsewhere. Falls Park, I saw you there. I saw you there. Your own-colored hair, bewildered-looking glare. Somehow it left me in a state on that day in the heart of the Falls Park.
It's a little harmonica-like, but I'm not sure that's what it is.
From afar, lunch bag, tea in a jar, whistling leaves and distant cars. Falls Park, watch from afar. I saw you there, a charming folding chair. Flying in the air, on a full swing, knowing thing, yards apart in the Falls Park.
Maybe an accordion?
I saw you there, your own-colored hair, bewildered-looking glare. Somehow it left me in a state on that day in the heart of the Falls Park. It left me in a state on that day in the dark of the Falls Park.
Almost like a rim shot there at the end. But yeah, it sounded like someone cut the song's power supply and it was slowly running on the energy that was already being conveyed through the wire until it eventually stopped. But yeah, so it does feel like this may be autobiographical. Maybe it's just a scene painted by Paul. But, you know, talking about seeing someone from across the park and they're auburn hair and being transfixed and leaving him in a state, and the glare, which I feel like if I was hearing that right, it's like coming off of her hair, so it's both alluring but also like paralyzing, and that you're sort of it's almost so bright and transfixing that you can't even make sense of what you're seeing, and it sounds like he stayed there until dark. But yeah, anytime I hear about someone watching another person from afar, it begs the question, is this an unreliable narrator tune where actually if you start unpacking the lyrics, it's like, oh, like maybe it's a stalker, or maybe it's someone who doesn't have any personal connection with the person they're looking at. Now, given the way that it's referencing the past, it feels like maybe they are an item, they are in a relationship, and he's essentially saying, like, remember when I met you, or remember when I didn't know you and I just saw you, and it was this very magical experience. And the song has a bit of this, I'm in a haze, I'm up in my head, and, you know, deep in thought, although it sounds like he's saying that about her, that she's the one who's just kind of looking off and maybe having complex thoughts going on in her head, whereas he is just singularly focused. But either way, it sounds like a tune that could be referencing maybe not the first time he saw her, but some episode in their history, though it could just again be a painting about people out in public and the sound of cars going by and the other noises of life that you hear in a park. So either way, if it is a real place, maybe somewhere in New York, but I'm not familiar with it if that's the case. I like the sort of 60s sound. It wasn't so much a Beatles sound. I've said that about a lot of Paul's tunes, both in Aha and his Savoy material, but it did have a bit of that 60s sound to it, both in the vocal delivery, but also some of the instrumental elements. And again, that one element I was trying to figure out, like, it sort of sounds like a harmonica, maybe a little bit like an accordion, maybe it's just a keyboard. There was that little tritone, like, it was this ascending series of notes at the end of the bars. I enjoyed that as well. And just a mellow, comfortable tune, which seems to fit the feeling the narrator has as he's looking at this presumably like visually attractive woman with her auburn hair and just sort of, you know, mesmerized in that moment. So yeah, again, it feels like a song that maybe could relate to them. Maybe it's just a song that speaks to that type of connection that develops out of something very simple, seeing someone in a park. So either way, a cool tune. I'm enjoying going through this quote-unquote final chapter of the Savoy journey, and again, I know there's a few tunes that are before this that I skipped over because it wasn't on a proper album, but we'll get to everything in the end. Thank you again to Graham, and at this point, Luca, I am going to have to get up, so we'll see what you do when I do that. Is she going to jump down? She is indeed. So yeah, she and I will see you next time. Peace.